Alright, so Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Afika binti Jasmi. My metric number is G17A0060, and for this video assignment, I choose socks as the product that I want to explain because we know that sock is the product that everyone use. All over the world people use it, but we know just a little bit of it. We just know how to wear it, but I think not everyone know how the sock is being manufactured. So first, I will go through the definition of the sock. So based on the Oxford Learner's Dictionaries, sock can be defined as the pieces of clothing that is worn over the foot, ankle and lower part of the leg, especially inside a shoe. And then next we move to the manufacturing of the sock. So let's go. Sock production workshop is the first step in the manufacturing of the sock. So it involves pattern correcting, yarn preparation and also knitting the socks. Alright, next is linking and sewing. Knitting makes a cylinder tube, thus we need to the sewing process in order to link the separated two parts together. The next step or the third step is sock boarding. So the boarding process is actually implemented to keep the sock in a good shape so that they can easily be paired and packed. One more thing is to note here is that the boarding step also keep the sock clean and soft by experiencing steam under a fixed pressure and temperature. After the boarding, the sock will naturally dry. And the last step is sock packing. It involves pairing and labeling. This is the final step to see if there is any deflection on the sock. The left and the right sock are paired together and then passed on to be a private label. So I think that's it for the manufacturer. So next we move to the effect or impact on the environment. So socks can be a simple product like I said before, but it also still have the negative impact to the environment. So there are four main impacts on the environment in sock manufacturing. The first one is ecotoxicity. Ecotoxicity is actually referred to the potential for biological, chemical or physical stressor to affect the ecosystem. And the second one is eutrophication. Eutrophication is actually overabundance of nutrient inside the lake. Thus it will affect the aquatic organism inside the lake. So it's not a good side effect. So the third one is the climate change. The climate change is actually a sudden changes in our atmosphere, like from rain to very hot, from very hot to rain. So it will affect the organism or will affect all the creatures on the earth. And the last one is the fossil fuel. So we know that the fossil fuel are natural gas that used in the industrial, such as the coal and the gas. So it used to produce the energy in the manufacture or in the industrial. Right, so next we move to the life cycle assessment, or we can call as LCA. So based on environmental management in 2017, LCA can be defined as a cradle-to-grave or a cradle-to-cradle analysis technique to assess the environmental impact associated with all the stages of a product life, which is from raw material extraction through material processing, manufacture, distribution and also use. And then next we move to the next step, which is the next slide is based on the Amelia M study. She used the Simapol 7M to the LCA study in sock manufacturing. So she used three types of socks, which is with different types or different level of cotton. So for the product A, it has 85% of the cotton. Product 2 has the 70% of the cotton, while the product 3 have the 66% of the cotton. So you can see that product 1 has the highest level of cotton, while the product 3 have the lowest level of the cotton. So next is it is the inventory data for the three kinds of product that I said before. So it can be seen that product 1, which has the highest cotton level, use more chemical, water, consume a lot of energy, dispose a lot of waste and use energy, dispose a lot of waste and use high kg of the transport if we compare with the product 2 and the product 3. So here is the system limits and the process considered in LCA. As I mentioned before, in the LCA, we will assess from A to Z, means from the transportation of the raw material until the disposal of the waste. So from that, we can see what the impact that occur on the environment. Alright, next, this is the comparisons of the environmental impact of the 3 products. So we can see here, the product 1 in the white bar has the highest equal toxicity, eutrophication, climate change and the fossil fuel if we compare to the product 2 and product 3 which have the lower cotton. So from that we can conclude that cotton are harmful to the environment. So after the LTA assessment, now we can suggest how to overcome the issue. So the first is the products recycle and process optimization are techniques used to minimize the effluent produced or disposed. And the second one is the cotton fabric waste that cannot be used for the recycled yarn is sent to other companies that recycle or reuse the material in their productions of carpeting or other commercial products. So the cotton will not be disposed easily. And the third one is use air drying and washing to reduce the energy consumption. So as we know, if we use the high temperatures of water to wash the cottons or the stocks, it can require high amounts of energy. So it's not a good energy consumption. And the last one is to conduct an energy consumption audit. Mean that we create one team, the third teams or the third partnerships to audit our energy consumption so that we can reduce it and we can maintain it in the right level.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nawalia Namti Badri and my product is lipstick.
It consists of oil and waxes, so it becomes liquid, it is heated. A part of base texture is then mixed with powder components and color pigment. In order to obtain a homogeneous mass, the mixture is put into rollers 2 times. Then it is mixed and reheat so that it becomes liquid. Fragrance and care substance, for example olive oil, are added in the finished texture. To fill the lipstick, the texture is kept at a constant 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. This temperature also influences the finish of the lipstick. So this is the molding stage of the manufacturing process. To form the bulb, the liquid texture is poured into silicone mold. Then the texture runs through a cooling process to cool it down at room temperature for hardening. The cooling process also causes the texture to shrink slightly, which makes it easy to remove from the mold. The finished bulbs are inserted into the packaging via a gripper. Finally, the bulbs are manually screwed and the lipstick pads are put on. Firstly, lipstick packaging will cause plastic waste. The plastics are not easily degradable. It may pollute sea and cause harm to wildlife. Next, toxic chemicals that cause ocean damage. It leads to death to aquatic species. Water from the lake and sea vaporize to the environment. It causes accumulate in the cloud and return to the soil as rain. As a result, it pollutes agriculture soil and household dust particles. Lastly, toxic that end up in the soil may suffer reproductive, genetic, development change, and cancer. Continue with life cycle assessment of lipstick. Firstly, the raw material are wax, butter, oil, plant extract, and honey. The energy are human and chemical energy, and fossil fuel are consumed. The waste produced are carbon dioxide emission. Next, manufacturing, processing, formulation. The raw material are melted, mixed, molded, and packaging. The energy used are thermal energy and electrical energy. The waste produced are toxic chemical. It is from the ingredients itself and energy waste. Moreover, distribution, transportation. The energy consumed are chemical energy and fossil fuels. The waste produced are carbon dioxide emission and distributing case of lipstick. Use, reuse, maintenance. The raw material are ingredients or material within the lipstick. Next, recycle. The raw material used are lipstick container. Usually, it uses the recyclable plastic container. The energy are electrical energy. Since in recycling process, machines are used to mold the plastic. Then we can see the arrow from the recycle to manufacturing. It shows that plastic container are recycled back to the manufacturing and can use back as a new product. Last but not least, is waste management. Energy used are electrical energy. Meanwhile, the waste are sent to the waste processing facility to convert to energy.
Hello, have a very good day everyone. So today I would like to talk about my product, which are perfume. So the question is, do you know how these perfumes are produced? Do you want to know? Let's go. Okay, now let us visit the factory. So here goes the production line. To produce a product, it starts from raw materials until the production of desired product. Quality is important to be maintained to ensure that we have the desired product in the best quality. Since perfume production undergoes a complex process, I would like to emphasize on the quality control. There are several parameters measured. Each parameter undergoes a different process to ensure the quality. Thus, lab test is carried out to ensure the quality. Few samples are analyzed through physical, chemical, microbiological, and analysis to ensure that it applies to the standards. The example of test carried out is gas chromatography, as well as infrared and UV spectrophotometer to measure its turbidity. Okay, I'm sure you guys now are clear on the manufacturing process. But what are the impacts of those to the environment? The chemicals released from production process cause bioaccumulation to aquatic life. In fact, it can also cause harm to air pollution. It happens when burning process of waste material cause the level particulate matters to increase and may lead to haze. How to tackle this issue? Equipment used to release the smoke must be equipped with air filter. Water pollution might also occur when chemical solvent is released into the water stream, thus polluting the water body. To prevent this, wastewater must be firstly treated before releasing it to the stream. By knowing the manufacturing process, we can carry out life cycle assessment. The input will be the energy and raw material resources such as water, as well as chemical substance used. Through manufacturing processes, output will be released such as chemical emission, smoke, as well as chemical residues. Most importantly, to conserve the environment, all the materials released from the factory must be handled through several procedures according to standards. Well, that is all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Proceed with my product, the life cycle assessment, which is a mechanical pencil. Okay. Introduction. The mechanical pencil are made through the automated process. It's assembled in the factory. Most pencils are made from the plastic and have hollow barrel, writing tip, eraser, and built-in lid. The eraser usually adds to the top of the pencil to remove the lid. There are two methods to making the mechanical pencil, which is a manual assembly of individual parts and using foam plastic mold. Okay, the shape of the pencil depends on the percentage of the component. The percentage based on the pencil range from 9H, which is 41% of the graphite, and the 53% of the clay, to the 9B, which is the 92% of the graphite and the 1% of the clay. Okay, next. Okay, the manufacturing process. Okay, this based on the manufacturing process based on the part of the mechanical pencils, which is the component which tips, hollow plastic tube, plastic barrel, plastic cap, plastic leg unit, eraser, pocket clips, brass collet sleeve, spring, rubber lids, retainer, and the metal sleeve. This component will be assembled to become the mechanical pencil. This part is important to build the mechanical pencil. Okay, based on the component, you can see the processes to build it. Okay, the impact to the environment of the making of the mechanical pencils. Okay, firstly the material. Material I stated is the lead, which is the graphite made from the graphite. The mining of the graphite can cause erosion, soil contamination, groundwater pollution, and also the carbon emission, which is very dangerous to the environment. The second one is the clay mining, also can cause dangerous to the environment. The paint, chemical vapor, and carbon emission. Mostly the paint have many toxic chemical which can cause harmful to the human and also the environment. Okay, the second one is the manufacturing. Okay, based on the sawdust and the shaving from the cutting process, we know as the mechanical pencil has the plastic from the cutting process can cause the dust, which is can cause solid waste. Water for machinery heating and processes of graphite and clay core. Okay. The water from the machinery after the use of the water is the throw to the sea or the river, which can cause the mortality of the environmental, which is the sea and the river environment. Okay, spray application machinery, vapors and energy consumption. Okay. Also, the machinery also can cause the energy consumption. It's true because it use electricity. Okay, the transportation. Okay, the transportation is also important because we use a vehicle to transport the material, which can expose the carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, and hydrocarbon. Okay, dye and paint also has many chemical that toxin to the environmental and also human. Okay, the packaging waste. The packaging of the plastic usually used by the mechanical pencil can cause solid waste. Okay, next. Okay, to overcome this problem, there are some solutions, which are control the mining of graphite and clay. The government need to take action to reduce the graphite and clay, and also the environmental impact assessment need to handle before the mining can be done. Okay, the second one is use the environmental friendly paint, which can reduce the toxic to the environment and also to the human. The third one is recycled use of water usage in mechanical use to reduce heat by adding some chemical to reduce heat. So by use some chemical, we can use the water very frequent before we treat it and dispose it to the sea or the river. Okay, before we throw the water to the sea or the river, we need to treat before we throw it to the sea or the river. Okay, the last for the packaging, using the recyclable such as cardboard. Rather, use plastic package. The plastic package is not biodegradable, but the cardboard can use to recycle it after use. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
The product that I choose for this task is packaging box, which also can be called as corrugated box. It is usually used for transporting goods or content. The size of each type of the box may vary depends on the good inside of the box. It may be very small to the size of large appliance. The quality of the box is classified based on the strength on the material or the capacity of the box can hold. Thus, it can be made of 1, 2 or 3 layers of fireboard. Packaging box usually contain air column that act as cushion to make the box more secure and protect anything inside it. Next, we move to the process of manufacture. The packaging box uses paper as raw material. The process begins by making the packaging board, which is made of 2 layers of paper called liners and a portion of fiber board which sit in between of the liners. The quality of the box being produced depends on the level of fluting required. Increasing fluting leads to higher use of material, thus increase its strength and make it high quality of packaging board. For cheaper box, less fluting is required, which can help to reduce the amount of material used and lower the carbon emission. In corrugator machine, the paper is fed and it is steam heated and pressed to create the flutes. At the same time, cornstarch glue is rolled down to each side of the flute so it will stick to the liners. The cardboard is then trimmed to provide straight edge. The liners are cut to different size depending on the box size requirement. This figure shows the position of the box if it cut into half. There are 2 layers of liners and a corrugated cardboard which sit in between of the liners. Next, we move to the impact of production the packaging box to environment. An article from Planet Paperbox stated that right now over 400 million tons of paper and cardboard being manufactured worldwide. In the United States and Canada, approximately 1,500 corrugated packaging plants that produce this product. The demand of using cardboard as packaging and shipping material has made it the highest waste product in landfill. And it is estimated that over 24 million tons of cardboard is disposed each year. But cardboard can be reused again without any problem because it uses paper as raw material. Although packaging board is very useful and have many benefits, but it also can cause environmental pollution if it is not recycled carefully. In production of packaging box, it requires water and electricity to operate all the machines. Excessive energy can give impact to environment such as it can accelerate negative consequences of climate change, including higher temperature and a rise of extreme weather. The production of cardboard requires paper that can take up 24 trees to make 1 ton of paper. Thus, it supports logging operation of trees that contain fiber in forest. Picture shows the life cycle assessment of packaging box. The pine tree is common tree that used to produce the paper. First process in production of packaging box is prepare the raw material, which is paper. Then the paper is inserted in corrugated machine to produce corrugated box. After it is manufactured, the box is marketed at market and it is used by consumer. When the box is no longer used, it can be recycled or left at landfill as solid material. Lastly, how to overcome the packaging box waste. First, the waste material that dumped in landfill can be reduced if the company uses less wasteful packaging material. Second, the company should support the recycling by educating consumers on how to discard their packaging with the right way. Third, use bamboo cushion instead of air column. Bamboo is a fast-growing material that can be composed or recycled as paper. Some of packaging box have a layer of plastic to increase its quality. The plastic itself can give negative impact to the environment. Waste straw from agricultural waste can be used to replace the plastic form in the box.
Hi guys, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my part in Industrial Ecology presentation. I am Ain Atika with metric number of J17A0079. I'm a student from NK. So based on the previous lecture, we were asked to choose a product randomly on e-com. So I decided to choose a pencil. In today's video, I'm going to highlight about 3 points regarding the pencil manufacturing process, its impact on the environment, and also the suggestion to overcome the issue regarding the LCA assessment. The pencil manufacturing process clearly is divided into 2 stages, which is the pencil lead making, the lead of the pencil, and the pencil cases making. So, when it comes to pencil lead making, they are made by mixing the ground graphite and clay as inputs and then added with water in order to produce graphite dough. Afterwards, the graphite dough will undergo pressing process to produce the graphite in rod form. Then, the graphite rod will be cut out into leads. Finally, the leads are dried in the oven at 800 degrees Celsius before being placed into the wood. Next would be the pencil cases making. By the time the tree is chopped down and ready to go, the wood is softened and cut into slats called pencil stock or pencil squares. After the lid is added, another slat of wood is loaded on top like a sandwich. A mechanized plunger squeezes the sandwich together. Ta-da! This is how a pencil is made. So the second point is how the pencil manufacturing process can impact on its environment. Let's see. When there is a pencil, there must be wood. Obviously, the pencil manufacturing process comes from the tree. In this case, the production of wooden pencils may exploit the use of the natural forest. If the tree is cut down, the oxygen in the atmosphere will be reduced. And of course, the higher concentration of carbon dioxide will be released into the atmosphere due to the deforestation and industrial operation by human activities. Here are the suggestions to overcome the issue based on the LCA assessment. First, minimize the resource consumption and waste production by reducing the amount of primary packaging and promoting its recyclability. Next is to planting trees as much as we can. By planting trees, you are helping to combat global warming because trees absorb carbon dioxide. Finally, raise the awareness. By educating people about the effect of their actions, deforestation can be reduced.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Shafika binti Shafi'im and my product is key. Okay, about the key, we are going to discuss about the manufacturing process. Second is the impact on the environment, and third is suggestion to overcome the issues, which is LCA. LCA is life cycle assessment. Okay, introduction about the key. First, it is made up of cast iron. Second is mechanical element, which is inserted between the shaft and hub in order to prevent the relative motion between them. Manufacturing process for key have 4 steps, which is first, surface cutting tool, second is milling machine, third is filling, and fourth is surface finishing. Okay, for your information, key can be made by turning process on the lathe machines or CNC machine. Okay, the impact of key on the environment. First is climate change. Why climate change? It is related to the greenhouse gas emission that are associated with steel production that are from the carbon dioxide emissions. They are related to the energy consumption. Okay, the second impact is emissions of water. Water emissions come from the water that are being used to cool the coke after it has been finishing baking. Okay, water also can be used to remove pollutant by the filtration. Okay, now let us look at the LCA life cycle assessment. Okay, based on the sound methodology and transparent reporting is an important tool to assist with the policy making. Okay, suggestion to overcome the issue in the LCA. First, to reduce the waste that has been produced. Second is try to reduce the water that has been used by treat the water and then raise back. Okay, third is try to reduce the gas emissions so it can reduce the greenhouse effect in our world. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for watching this video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Nasara Amira. Today I will talk about a product that has been well developed in our current 4.0 industrial revolution. This product has caught everyone's attention because this product can create something to aid human life. So, the incredible technology that I have been talked about is about this. This is 3D printer. And then for the manufacturing process of 3D printer, the manufacturing process are different based on the size and also the specific purpose of the 3D printer. And then for this manufacturing process, the first process involved is component that arrive we deliver to the inbound QC department for the testing method to ensure that the component or raw material meet the requirement and also the standard level. And the second one is the testing component will be sorted and stored in the storage area. If the component, there are a lot of rejected components, so the entire batch will be returned back. And the third one is the component will contribute or distribute to the main production floor if there are any part of component are needed. And also, the centralized system are applied in every stage of the production to identify production bottleneck that can be improved to keep efficiency at maximum level. And then it will proceed with the production to produce the 3D printer until the print code assembled. And then the product will undergo testing and inspection to ensure that the 3D printer produced meet the requirement and functioning functioning efficiently. And the last one is packaging, storage, and shipping. The 3D printer actually have been a lot of benefit toward the industry and also the users, but there are still have some environmental impact that caused by the 3D printer. For the first one is generation of solid waste. The generation of solid waste are caused by the users of this 3D printer that oftenly run several copies to get the best print and then discard the less satisfactory one. And the second one is hazardous exposure, which is the operators or the workers are exposed to the toxic substance like asphosphorexin and metal powder, and also the hazardous waste that generated by industrial 3D printing. And then the third one is high energy use and heat transmit from the 3D printer use. The 3D printer varies so dramatically in their energy use and transmission of high temperature of heat. Actually, the melting temperature of plastic and metal are involved hundreds of degrees apart. Reduce the generation of solid waste by using a feedstock that renewable and biodegradable, and also a feedstock that technically and economically practicable to reduce the environmental impact because of non-renewable and non-biodegradable solid waste. And the third one is provide product take back and recycling of 3D printer and also feedstock cartridge. So if there are excessive there will not have any excessive or solid waste because the generation of solid waste has been taken back. And for the hazardous exposure, the LCA assessment that can conducted is ensure the sustainability of 3D printed production by develop a manufacturing process that use energy and material efficiency, and then use renewable resource and treat waste as a design failure, and also provide a government framework and material safety data sheet to ensure
that the safeness of the workers and also the operators during working. And the last one, for high energy use and heat transmit, the SDA assessment that can be conducted. The first one is design a 3D printer for energy and resource efficiency to reduce the high energy use, and then strive for more energy efficient process.
Next, I will talk about the plastic bottle. The manufacturing process of plastic bottle is divided into 3 stages. The first stage is called as injection molding. The plastic pellets are plasticized in the barrier of an injection molding machine, where the plastic is milled by heat and form a long thin tube which called as resin. The second stage is called as reheat. During this process, the resin are transported into the blow molding machine by feeder. And then the resin is filled with high pressure gases and stretches into a mold radially and axially to form a biaxially oriented bottle. The last stage is cooling. The bottle must be cooled almost instantly or it will lose its shape immediately. Plastic bottles have several impacts on the environment. First, it increases the accumulation of rubbish. This is because plastic bottles are non-biodegradable, which means it cannot be digested by the microorganisms. Hence, it may take us more than 1,000 years or above to completely degrade the plastic. Another impact is create plastic pollution and harm the marine ecosystems. Plastic bottles are the 5th most commonly found trash item at coastline cleanups, which consists high opportunity to create the plastic pollution in oceans. Besides that, some animals like birds and fish may mistakenly consume the plastic and make their digestive system become clogged up. The severe conditions can even make animal death. Here are a few suggestions to overcome the plastic bottle. First, use the reusable water bottle. So it's a simple way to stop and reduce the plastic pollution by simply using a reusable water bottle. So you can reuse it over and over again. Second is properly dispose the plastic bottle. So after you drinking the bottled water, just make sure you throw properly the plastic bottle into the recycle bins. The last is spread awareness and tell your friends. The more people receive the message, the less they will use the plastic bottle. So don't hesitate to spread out the message to all your friends and rise up the public awareness toward the plastic bottle issue.
Hi everybody, my name is Tong Shihui. Today I'm going to talk about a product which is lip moisturizer. As we all know, lip moisturizer is a treatment for dry lips. In this video, it is separated into 3 sections. First, manufacturing process, how lip moisturizer is made based on Burt's Bees Company. Secondly, impact of lip moisturizer on the environment, how the production of lip moisturizer will affect the environment. And lastly, we suggest you how to overcome these issues with the aid of life cycle assessment.
Beeswax has been used for ages in beauty products for superior moisturizing capability. Let us take a look of how Burt's Bees manufacturing lip moisturizer. It all starts with the bees. Burt's Bees sources their beeswax from Tanzania. The honey is extracted and the comb is boiled down to get the raw wax. This wax is then sent to Burt's Bees factory. Here, the raw wax is filtered until pure. This purified wax is then made into pellet that is ideal for melting. The raw ingredients that make up the lip balm are beeswax, coconut oil, sunflower oil, vitamin E, rosemary leaf extract, and peppermint oil.
Each of these ingredients is measured out precisely and mixed with the beeswax. After mixing for several hours, the recipe melts down to a smooth final liquid and is ready for filling. Empty tubes travel through the filling machine at a rate of roughly 500 lip balms per minute. The filled lip balms then go through 2 heating and cooling chambers. This step is crucial to the texture of lip balm and helps beeswax formula avoid cracking. Caps are then added one by one at a rate of 600 balms per minute. A machine called salting hopper arranges cool balms in a row. This tube is then ready to be labeled and hot sent with a lock code. This code is unique to each lip balm, ensuring that each tube is traceable to its original batch. This lip balm is now ready and waiting to cure any case of chapped lips. Here you go, Burt's Bees Lip Balm. What are the impacts of lip moisturizer to the environment? First, deforestation, specifically referred to those plant-based ingredients lip balm, especially using palm oil as raw materials, is problematic because of its enormous environmental impact. This will in turn cause deforestation of oil palm trees and disrupt habitat of endangered species. Secondly, landfill waste will increase. Most lip balm comes in plastic tubes that are difficult to recycle because of their small, tiny size makes them incompatible with the mechanical systems typically used in recycling operations. Hence, these tiny plastic containers will contribute to more waste to the landfill. If these plastic containers are not properly dumped, they will cause pollution to the environment. And lastly, they are not eco-friendly, specifically referred to those lip care products which contain petrolatum or known as petroleum jelly. The usage of petroleum jelly in lip care products is not eco-friendly because it is not being harvested, and this raw material is also a non-sustainable substance. Now the question comes, how should we overcome these issues? Let us take a look on the Burt's Bees lip balm cycle. As we have mentioned in the previous section, that lip care products will cause deforestation and it is not eco-friendly due to the usage of palm oil and petroleum jelly. In Burt's Bees company, they have come to a solution to solve this problem by using beeswax as the raw material instead of palm oil or petroleum jelly. Now, let us take a look at the raw materials acquisition section. In this section, the energy used is chemical energy because beeswax harvested is done using the chemical energy, while for the waste it is CO2 emissions from vehicles and planes transporting these raw materials to the factory. Moving on to the manufacturing processing formulation, the energy involved is the thermal energy, which is used to produce steam to extract essential oils from natural ingredients. And electrical energy is also used in the factory to produce this thermal energy to melt various materials such as plastics and the beeswax. The next section is the distribution or the transportation. The waste involved is carbon dioxide emissions from trucks and planes transporting and distributing this lip balm. And the energy involved is chemical energy because fossil fuel is used in the cargo ship to transport those lip balms to the consumers. While for the use, reuse, maintenance section, the waste involved is the water. While the Burt's Bees company reuses a portion of this water waste to clean and sanitize facilities through a reverse osmosis water reclamation system to ensure that the water is not wasted during the manufacturing process. Moving on to the recycle section. In the recycling process, of this plastic, it uses electrical energy to power the machine to first clean the plastic and then melt the plastic to form where it can be reprocessed in another mold for another product. The waste is not incinerated or sent to a processing facility, and Burpees has a recycling program for consumers to send in their plastic lip balm tubes for proper recycling. Thus, this is one of the mitigation measures to overcome the issues where the lip care products will increase the landfill waste. And lastly, for the waste management, Burpees facilities have been zero waste to landfill since 2010. Waste that cannot be recycled or composted is sent to the incineration or to a waste processing facility to be converted to energy. This energy supposedly burns cleaner than fossil fuels, thus lessening the amount of harmful emissions released. That's all for my information. I hope this information benefits you.
Okay, hello everyone. So for today, I want to present about my product that I choose for the LCA assessment, which are milk. So this is the picture of Dutch Lady Milk Pure Form. So my name is Karinsa Amira binti Sulaiman with metric number J17A0070. So next we go to the production process of milk. So first, the cows are milked using vacuum cup which are attached to the cow teats. And then the extracted milk were sent by using stainless steel pipe to large refrigerated vats at 5 degrees Celsius or less than that. And then within the 48 hours after the extraction, the milk is taken into the tankers where it is pasteurized and homogenized to increase the quality of the milk. And then the processed milk will be packaged into individual packaging or in batches, then supplied to the stores or retailers. So here I show a little bit diagrams of the process of milk production. So this is when the cows is grazing, and then the milking machine twice a day, and then the milk tanker daily delivery to the dairy factory, and then this dairy factory produce a lot kinds of products. So we go to the negative one. Okay, for the environmental impacts of milk production. So firstly, runoff of manure due to manure spreading from dairy farms seep into the aquifers and causing soil pollution. And then milk production also will increase the levels of nitrogen to unsafe concentration because of poor manure management from the dairy farms also. And then industrial and municipal wells have waters that will exceed bacteria or nitrate safety standards that being used to produce dairy products. And then lastly, the packaging, carton or bottle will cause soil degradation, water pollution, and the sharp reduction of important resources, and also causing toxic chemical pollution. So now we go to life cycle assessment of milk. So first, the milk is produced, and then it is fed with feed production, and goes to milk production, and then we go to the milk transport to the factory, and then milk is processed, and then it will be packaged, and then distributed, and then it goes to retail, and then goes to consumer, and the milk is consumed. So this is the kind of carbon print of milk. So but I want to tell a little bit also of life cycle assessment of the milk packaging. So here, so the milk packaging is taken from the tree and then goes to making a paper, and then the paper is used to make a carton, and the carton is used in the fresh milk factory, and then all the milk in the carton are put in the local store or retailers, and then after that, after the consumer are use the milk, and then it will be put in the recycle bin, and then recycle, and then we go to the milk production bag. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I'm Intan Husna and I'm going to present on life cycle assessment of the product that I've been choosing, which is umbrella. So what you waiting for? As you can see here, this is a common life cycle of an umbrella. Just like another product, it starts with the raw material acquisition and then being processed and distributed and transported to the supplier and factory and being used by the consumer, and then consumer will reuse or use it and then recycle it and then go back to the waste management. Just like that. As all people know, this is the common structure of an umbrella. It is divided into two parts, which both of the two parts is made from different raw materials. So the upper part is called canopy, usually made up from the polyester, and this is the holder or the shaft is usually made from the stainless steel. So basically, the manufacture of an umbrella, the input is the energy, which is the heat, and we're going to go through it later more, and also raw materials, and the output is umbrella itself, and also a lot of waste at the output in the boundary system. Whatever product in this world, everything has an impact towards an environment at least. Umbrella is no exception. So there are four main impacts towards the environment because of the manufacture of umbrella. First one is the greenhouse gases release because of the acquisition of the raw materials, such as the methane and also the carbon dioxide emission because of the transportation. We also have water contamination due to the mining activities for the raw materials obtained. And also the impact towards the environment is the destruction of the wildlife and also the landscape because of these mining activities. And last but not least, the impact towards the environment is towards the health of the human itself because of these pollutants. But there's a lot of ways to tackle the impact of the environment because of the manufacturing of umbrella. People can use the renewable energy to reduce the excess of the greenhouse gases. And also, it is advisable for consumers to buy the expensive umbrella because it can reduce waste. Last but not least is the LCA assessment of the manufacturing of an umbrella. So as you can see here, we got an input into the system boundary and then we got the output. So the input for this manufacturing of the umbrella is the energy and also the raw materials itself. And then we go the process to make the umbrella, and then we have the output, which is the umbrella, and also we have the gas emission, we have this solid waste and a lot of another waste that is produced. I would like to end my presentation by showing you guys the video of manufacturing of an umbrella. Thank you, that's all from me.